Hello. Just been on a short drive, 30 miles, and I averaged over 5 miles per kilowatt hour. That means I did my 30 miles for about the cost of a Mars bar. And in a fossil car, it would be the cost of a large box of chocolates. A large box of chocolates. So, think about this, electric cars is... I use mine mainly for amusement. I used to, in the old days, when I was young, used to drive for a living, and used to drive about 40,000 miles a year, because that was in a fossil car, because and a company cars, because no electric cars then. So for me, I drive now for pleasure. In my history of having cars, as far as company cars go, Vauxhalls were always good, because the mileage I used to do, they were really sweet down the motorways. I'm talking about 1990s. Probably one of the best cars I've had in the past was because I've never owned a new car. This one I'm sitting now, this Tesla is the least one. I've never owned a new car, but I've had new company cars. But the best car I've owned was an old Mercedes 280E. Probably the really nice car. Yeah, it's 1995 it was, and the car was, and it was a really nice car, really smooth. I guess it's when Mercedes really screwed things together, and the car was really robust, really nice car. Another car I really liked, and there's no rhyme or reason to this, I suppose it's like the X Factor, because it makes no sense, was for a short while, and it had to be a short while because the thing was old and falling apart, I had a Jeep Cherokee. The engine was a 6-cylinder petrol engine, smooth, loads of torque, and you sat up high and you felt like king of the world. But as mechanically, steering was rubbish, and the brakes were rubbish, and well, it's comfortable because the seats were like a seat in the lounge, but the suspension was rubbish. It's a car where everything is rubbish, but you like it. That's the thing about cars, is they don't have to be perfect in every way for people to like them. It's just some detail just clicks in your head, and that's it. And things change with your age as well. I mean, at the moment, I quite like SUVs because you sit high, can see, and the visibility is so much better. But I think it might be a getting older thing, perhaps. Yeah, as I say, I had a little drive today, 30 miles, very cheap. I didn't pollute anyone. I was going up to Epsom Downs to have a pasty, which you just buy it from the place up there, very nice, and go back, sit in your car, great. But there's a bit of a queue there, and the way things are with the old virus knocking around, I thought, no, I'll leave that out. So I just carry on driving around a bit, just to pass the time of day. Not to win the roads, there's less traffic on the roads at the moment because of all the problems. So I drove through Epsom Town, and a little bit of traffic there. Still quite crowded with people, but not as crowded as it normally would be. And while I was waiting at the lights, the pedestrians are crossing, I saw this old couple, must have been in their 80s. And I thought, well, that's a bit sad. I felt like they shouldn't be out and about. So I watched them closely because, I don't know, some things hook you up a bit. And I looked down at their hands. They had, it's either plastic bags or plastic clear gloves on. Supposed to hope defend themselves from the virus. And it makes you think. It really makes you think. There's me going around all swanning in this car. And then you see something like that, and you think, it brings you down to earth, really. It's a bit sad. It is a bit sad. So I continued on my journey. It's a lovely sunny day, and the car was, I say, using very little power, no heat on, or anything. Even had the window open, and it was pleasant. But that old couple sort of they get in your head a bit. And then as I was going around, I saw a fellow in a disabled carriage going along the pavement while I was going along in my luxury and quiet and smooth supercar. He was in his four-wheeler disabled carriage, the most dangerous vehicle. He's going along the pavement, and the pavements are quite bumpy and they're quite slopey with lots of camber. And he had a crash helmet on, like he was Ayrton Senna, and it was so unstable. It's so narrow and tall. He was in a dangerous position because the vehicle I don't know what the vehicles are made for, because they're death traps, absolute death traps. So what with the old couple and this old gentleman in his disabled vehicle, makes you think how lucky you are. Makes how lucky I think I am. It gets things into perspective. There's always somebody worse off than yourself. And I guess it's human nature that you get some kind of morbid, maybe subconscious satisfaction out of seeing people that are worse off than yourself. It gives you a feeling, I'm not so bad. Or the worst one is the I'm all right Jack. Not a good human trait, really, but it's everywhere. If everybody was on the top end, everyone would be depressed, because there would be no ambition, nowhere to go. Everyone would be up there. So you always, if you've got one arm, you feel superior to the guy with no arms. Yeah, a bit of a sad world. It's a sad world where someone gets paid millions of pounds for kicking a bit of plastic around a bit of grass, and someone who's saving somebody's life get minimum wage. I suppose that's just the way it is. It's supply and demand. One thing that hit me a bit today, and this is a change of subject, lighten it up a bit. I mean, as you imagine, probably gathered, that football is not my thing, really. The Eurovision Song Contest has been cancelled. Well, that's appalling. That's hit me really hard. I like the Eurovision Song Contest, but that again is human nature, because that's something I like. I can go monkeys about football being shut off, but I quite like the Eurovision Song Contest. I've been watching it since I was a kiddie, and don't take it too seriously. And we always get nil point, so we won't be getting nil point this time, because there's no point to get. So that's a bit of a downer, but not obviously not downer like the other things I've just said, which are real downers as opposed to surface downers. So anyway, the sun's out. Looks like I might have to cut the lawn, because it's grown a bit, even though it's a bit wet. So I'll get to that now. See you later. And I suppose not talking much about cars today, was I? But run out of things to say. Everyone's said everything about Tesla. They are wonderful. If you drive one, you never have anything else. Sweet, smooth, huge torque all the time. It's addictive. And it's clean. Not many people talk about the clean aspect. I guess it's because it's viewed as unpopular, or a bit sort of hippie type thing, you know. So normally people won't say it's clean, like it's a big selling point. They don't really put it over as a big selling point, but it should be a big selling point, because it is a big deal. I mean, when we survive this virus we've got now, hopefully, we've got to survive the other stuff. But the virus is an indication that how outside influences can change our lives. and all the people that say climate change, oh, it's rubbish, it's just a fantasy, as if anyone would put over that climate change is not real. Why would you say it? You've got to have a motive. Or why would people say climate change is real unless it was real? Because they don't get anything out of it. People that say that climate change is fake are people who want their life to stay as it is. They want to keep going in the fossil cars. Maybe they work in the oil industry. Maybe they've got shares in oil industry. But people who say climate change is real, they've got nothing to make out of it. They're not cashing in. So listen to them. So that's my gripe for today. It's getting quite hot in this car now. The sun's come out, it's beating down. So I'll see you soon. Bye-bye for now. Take care of yourself.